Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sophia and I'm a second year medical student in Australia based in Geelong. Currently whole Victoria is under the quarantine and for the third time, and this whole situation has made me think about this video topic, and as you have already guessed by the name, it's going to be about how to survive online studies, how to be more effective at online learning, and my tips and tricks how to study online, because I have done my whole first year of medicine online and I'm continuing to be online due to the situation with coronavirus in Australia. But hopefully we'll be back on campus soon. So this video hopefully is gonna be useful for fellow medics, or if you're just studying online, any degree, and let's roll. So my first tip to you would be to stick to your original timetable. I know this based on my experience. A lot of students treat their online classes like optional classes and they don't treat their timetable like a regular timetable, and they think that if the lecture is pre-recorded they can just listen it to the other time, or if the tutorial is not compulsory I can just not show up. But in my experience, the best way to stay on top of your studies is to attend all your classes and lessons and lectures at the regular time that is on the calendar. Of course, if you can't make it on time or you have other responsibilities or job or whatever, then sure, fair enough. But if it's just that you can't wake up early enough for the lecture, even though you can listen to it from the bed, no one cares, then there's not really an excuse to it. And I think if you stick to your original timetable, you will have other free time for self-study and to catch up on your material outside the classes. And that hour that you spend sleeping in or procrastinating and not attending this lecture, you could use it for your own benefit, studying let's say flashcards or Anki cards, or going through the lecture one more time. So I recommend treating it like a normal timetable and don't dismiss any classes that are optional, or think you can watch it later, because as time shows and experience, you will never get back to this lecture again, or it will take you twice as longer, and then you won't be on top of the material, but you will be finding yourself quite behind. So my second tip to you is going to be about distractions. And obviously when you're studying online, it's very easy to get distracted by your mobile phone or by other family members or people you live with, and other distractions that are present when we stay and study online. So my recommendation, when you have a class, try to put your phone in another room, or try at least limit just checking it like only when you're having a break during the class. Because that way you are concentrated more in the class and you don't have to do this extra work after the class, because during the class you actually can learn a lot and try to remember this information, instead of sitting through the class, being on your phone, and then studying after the class twice as much, where you can actually just leave the phone in the other room, or put the website blocker on your browser and just don't scroll through Facebook and Instagram. And I know it might sound hard, but it's actually better for your productivity and efficiency. You won't have to study twice. So that is my second tip. My third tip to you is going to be about changing study places. When you live in a very small apartment, I understand it might be very difficult to change places and relocate your study space. But however, if you have a kitchen table and say you live alone, then you can easily relocate to different study place, from bedroom to kitchen to living room, and take different classes in those different areas as if they were your different lecture theaters. And this trust me, helps you a lot. Because some people, when they study online, they just can sit on their bed all day and not move anywhere, and your attention falls so quickly. So I would recommend you to change those places quite a lot when you can, and also make sure you get enough fresh air. But this is gonna be a tip for number 4. So my 4th tip is going to be about how to take care of yourself during online classes. And I have come up with a rule to myself to get at least once a day out of the house. It can be a gym, it can be supermarket run, or it can be walk in the park. So because we are studying online, we don't really have a reason to leave, apart if we go to work or do other stuff. So for me to make a rule and stick to it was the best decision, because it really helps to boost your attention span and productivity when you change places and you're not just stuck inside from 9 to 5. Because when you work at home, you really don't have to treat it like a 9 to 5 job. You can take a break in the middle of the day and then return back to your studies from 5 to 7. No one will tell you anything. If that's where you're more productive, then go for it. So being outside is quite important. And my pro tip number 5 would be to form a study group. It might be very difficult to connect to other students online in an online environment where you actually can't meet to form study groups, or you can't actually come to campus and meet in the libraries. But however, there is Facebook, and in those Facebook groups usually there is a group for your course, and they can specifically add you to specific group of your subject that you're doing. And that way you can organize Zoom calls, you can jump on the Blackboard like many of our students do and form study groups. Obviously they're not as efficient, but you still can utilize a lot of tools that the Blackboard has to offer. For example, whiteboard, you can make presentations to each other, or you can just hang out and talk about, you know, other stuff. It doesn't have to be study, as long as you're connected to other students and you know what's going on, how are they going with their subjects and assessments. Because you can't do uni alone, you really need other people, because you might miss something, and if you're not on top of things, you know who to ask and where to get the information. So it's very important to be connected, and hopefully when we go back to real world, it will be more easily. But for now, let's use the tools that we have, such as Facebook, Messengers, Zooms, Skypes, and etc. So that was all that I had to say for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Those are the few tips and tricks that help me stay sane throughout the online learning. I know it might be challenging, but I'm sure you can get through it. I got through all my first year of medicine doing online, and it's obviously tricky, but you just should make the most out of it. Don't forget you're still getting a degree and still have to learn stuff. Don't treat it like a you know, not compulsory thing, as I know many students do. Try not to get lazy, and yeah, just stay on top of things. I hope you guys can do it. And also I've been thinking about doing some vlogs on this channel, because I have been just talking to you guys on the camera and you don't really see my life as a medical student. Plus we're going to be on campus more next few months, so I thought that's a perfect opportunity, you know, to show you guys around, and also a life of a medical student, of international medical student in Australia, and also my day-to-day life and how busy I am and stuff like that, to give you a more perspective of my life. And it's actually not that difficult to be a medical student, to be honest, after, if you're gonna see this vlog. So if you like this idea, click that thumbs up, and also put your comments down below. What do you think about this video or my vlog idea video? And yeah, that's it from me. and I'll see you guys in